everybody does their Friday shopping and all of that. And I am not going out in the rain, especially when I could barely walk. So my kids went to their hobby shop down the road to go get stuff. I'm like, I want to go live. There's a lot I want to talk about, but this is definitely the season to be thankful. And, I tell people, it's weird because when I ended up with terminal diseases, I decided to, like, it's awakening. I can't even describe it. But I've died and came back 3 times. So it's like I took that moment to be grateful. It's like when you don't have that experience and stuff. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Um, it's weird because so many people take a lot for granted. And it's like human nature. People just take things for granted because they're used to it. When you're used to having certain stuff, you're just used to it. Hey, Maria. Um, so it's like my whole life I've always wanted to do good, but now the more things I go through, the more I want to take advantage of it and help people. Hey, Star. Hey, Katie. Girl, you guys know that I have a fractured, actually it's a shattered arch on my left foot, and my Achilles heel is torn. It's bad. So yesterday being on my feet all day, it was so swollen, guys. My foot looked like a bubble. So I kept falling because I couldn't walk right. It was a mess. But everything ended up going to work out for Thanksgiving. And as soon as when it was done, I was like, yeah, I need to relax. Hey, Cynthia, Phyllis, Shonda. I haven't seen you, girl, in forever. Hey, James. So I just decided to do some lives, talk about some things. And no matter, people think doing YouTube is easy. It is not. I don't know why anybody would get that misconception. YouTube is not easy. When you put yourself out there to help so many people and do so much. Hey, Helen. Oh, I got your email. I saw it pop up yesterday, I believe, or this morning. So thank you for sending me your address so I can get your Christmas card out because I know it takes forever getting to Athens. Hey, Chrissy. But what was I saying? I'm totally getting distracted. Happens all the time. Hey, Stephanie. I mean, I had a painful Thanksgiving, but it was good. And I try to make everybody laugh because, some of the, I always make everybody say what they're grateful for. And some people, I'm grateful that you're still here and alive because I have terminal illnesses. It kind of sucks. But, hey, Christina. Ooh, Crescent Moon. I like that name. If it's for Christmas cards, probably did. I have to go through it. I'm going to be doing them all today too. It's so many. But on a side note before what I was saying is that don't forget, guys, if you want a Christmas card from me, because I send them out every year for the last 3 years for dentures, 5 to 6 years for autoimmune. Hey, Natalie. But make sure that you private message me. My email's in the description to this giveaway. I did to this live. It's always in every description of my videos. But I made sure I put it in my live before I started it so everybody can email me their information. Please make sure you send me your address exactly how you would put it on an envelope. There are people that totally messed up, and I wouldn't know if it's wrong or not because it's your address, not mine. So there's so many people. Thanks, Phyllis. There's so many people that have sent me out there get wrong address. So please make sure you proofread it before you send it to me. Well, don't worry. I'll be definitely sending out Christmas cards. I'm sending them more out. So if you're in a different country, I've been sending them all over the world every Christmas. So make sure that you get in on it too because it is for everybody. Hey, Dwayne. But yeah, everybody thinks doing YouTube is so easy. It's not. I know I'm the only YouTuber that opens up my life to everybody. I give out all my personal contact information. People can get a hold of me everywhere. And because I know what it's like to not have an outlet. Everybody thinks my denture journey was easy. It's not. And I never made it once look easy. Everything I had to do was by myself, and you learn as you go. But I never gave up because why the hell would I go through all this for nothing, for me just to give up? Like, that's not who I am. I'm always a person that pushes through no matter how hard something is, no matter how painful it is, no matter how many times my, denture journey has put me into flare-ups and I've almost died from dentures. Like, it's been a struggle, but I worked hard to be able to eat whatever I want. Like, I've only been a little bit over a year into, you know, bottom dentures. And everybody's like, oh, it just came easy to you. No, it didn't. It absolutely did not. I had to find out what the main issues were that causes bottom dentures to suck. And the main reason is your tongue muscles. You know, immediately you take your tongue to the roof of your mouth, your denture pops. You feel the bottom tongue muscles hit the back part of your denture and it pops. So you always have to make sure that you do your adjustments before you do soft reliners. But bottom dentures should have a soft reliner done once a month, period. There's so much gum shrinkage that water will just come in automatically and lift it. So always have to stay on top of it. It's learning as you go. So then I teach people what I've learned and I put it out there. Because nobody really teaches, nobody gives facts. And that's the one thing I've learned before I decided to do YouTube is there's nothing factual out there. There was no truth. There was opinions. Nothing but opinions. But nothing was ever factual. So I always decided to make everything factual unless I say it's my opinion. What do you mean even on perms? I can eat whatever I want. Normally immediates would be the hardest to do. Perms would be the easiest because you should be used to them by now. But now, honestly, guys, I can eat more things now wearing dentures than I could with my real teeth. And even though my real teeth were good, there was nothing wrong with them. And I just had a serious bone infection that took them all out, which totally sucked. But you learn how to cook and eat properly. It's weird with dentures. And I know a lot of people can relate to that. Thank you, Crescent. You know, it's I treat everybody else the way I would want to be treated when I first started out. I wanted an outlet to go to. You know, I wanted to get factual information. And no matter where I looked, there was no factual information. It was just bull. Like, there was no factual, truthful information to actually help and guide you through the denture journey. And there was no positive videos. There was nobody trying to lift you up and make you feel better. And when I decided to do YouTube, I was struggling. Like, I was like, should I not? Because I know what happens on the internet. Everybody tries to bring people that try to do positive down. It's just a given. And I'm like, do I really want to go through the stress? I already have enough stress in my life. Why would I want to add more to it? But I was like, not for nothing. I can help even just one person. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And do I get a lot of shit from people? Yeah, but I ignore them because it's childish. For people to act so immature online, to try to bring people down, trying to do something good, what does that say about you? You know what I mean? It's like, it makes you wonder, why are people so screwed up? You know, we should be bringing on the positive. And there's so much to be thankful for. You know, I mean, it sucks I was in dentures when I didn't need to be. I did it. And because of a medication for autoimmune, I ended up taking them out. But I've gone through so much shit in my life, I've learned to just never give up. What's the point of giving up? What does that do? If you just take out your dentures and say, I quit, that's only going to bring bad to your health and to your denture journey and cause malnutrition. It can cause you to choke and die. Like, it's not worth the giving up. It's really not. Exactly, James. So when people say they can't eat salads, that's because you soak the shit out of it. There's no crispiness to it. So if you want to eat a salad, light dressing it. Even when I had my real teeth, like when people say now, oh, when they bite into bread, it gets stuck to the roof of your mouth. I had that problem when I had real teeth, so it didn't faze me now. It's still annoying regardless, but it's like salads. You have to have it crispy. If it's flat, mushy, and unbreakable with real teeth, because I remember with real teeth, I couldn't even chew it then either. And then it'll get into your throat and you can choke. So you can't soak your salad. It's got to be a light dressing on it so it's still crispy. And that's the key. You know, if you eat something like bread is easier when you first start out eating toast. Why? Because it's crunchier, easier to break up. If something is wet and mushy, it's going to be a lot harder to eat when you first go about it. Probably because there's no tagging on YouTube Lives. So tagging is not allowed to be used, nor sharing. I don't allow that stuff on my thing anyway. But that's one of their rules. Thank you, Helen. Chrissy, normally if people, I don't know if you do, but normally people with Medicaid, and since you can't, I have Medicaid, but I was able to pay off in payments, luckily, and I was able to do, you know, my dentures, doing complete payments. But with Medicaid, they don't give an immediate denture. It's just a permanent denture, and they give it too soon. They give it at 2 or 3 months after extractions, and you're supposed to get a year. A year after extractions when you're supposed to get your permanent dentures. So I always tell people, when you get your permanent dentures way too soon, at 1 year from extractions, make sure you do that hard reline. Because that'll give you the start over at that point, and it'll make your life a whole lot easier. Well, yeah, if you have he's talking about dentures. If you have bad teeth and they're breaking and they're really brittle, if you eat anything hard, they will break. Even if you eat normal pretzels, they're gonna break. That's why they need to come out. They're actually completely unhealthy when they break, and it splits down and goes to the nerve, and then massive infections. A lot of people don't think, tooth infections are dangerous, but I ended up with sepsis and I almost died, all from a stupid medication. And I didn't even know I had an infection. That's the crazy part. Because my teeth were good. I had no idea I had an infection until they figured it out. And I literally almost died from it. So definitely should get them out when they're that bad. Yeah, I think Michigan would probably be the only place that would include immediates. But I've known people in Michigan that never got immediates, that they only could get permanent dentures. So I think it probably depends. Well, with extractions, of course, with extractions, they're going to cover. So that's period. They're going to cover that. And with permanent dentures. So yes, they would be able to cover the 7,000 because that's, permanent dentures and extractions. Now people ask why extractions are such different prices. If they're an easy tooth just to yank out, it's $75. If they got to cut it open and really get it out and dig into it to get out the tooth and then sew it back up, it's going to be 300 to 200. So, and plus it depends where you live. So New York, California, Florida, we're the most expensive states. If you go anywhere else, it'd be a little cheaper. It really depends on your dentist. Everybody overcharges everywhere. I've actually done the research of how much things actually cost a dentist and a hospital. And like I told you guys before, with a hospital, their IV bags are like $50, period. But they charge people 300 to 500 for a freaking IV, like salt water. Really? So yeah, they definitely overcharge. Yeah, if you have difficult teeth, they're going to cost more. Yeah, okay, so if you guys go to affordable dentures, which is not affordable, they don't take most insurances. So that's what I don't understand. Why are they called affordable denture if they're not affordable? And people have to take out a freaking damn loan. Like, it's insane. But they don't take most insurances. Aspen takes some insurances. I think you're better off with, if you had to pick between one, I'd pick neither. I'd stick to a private dentist. At least they're legit, real, and they take the time and effort to sculpt whatever teeth you want. Other places, like those two, are just like denture mills. Everybody's teeth look the same. Yeah, so Medicaid covered all my extractions, and they covered my permanent dentures. That's it. They didn't cover my immediates. I did that. So, but at least my dentist is legit when it comes to prices. So my immediate dentures for my top was like 900. For my bottom, I think it was like just at 1,000. And that's for my immediate denture. Now, when you go to permanent dentures are always going to cost more. So, in case anybody on here, hi guys, in case you didn't know the difference between immediate and permanents, immediates are called immediates because you immediately get them and they're temporary dentures. They're only there for your healing phase. They are not made the same in any way as they are to permanent. So, permanent dentures will always cost more because there's more time, more effort, different products. It's not like a cheap, quick, boom, here's your teeth. This is really sculpting and putting effort and making sure they last up to 7 years is really what it's supposed to be. Some insurances will say every 5 years, which are lucky. But if it's every 7 years, like most Medicaid places, I've seen 10, which is insane. But you got to understand, plastic and acrylic teeth grind down. So I mean, just like if you have real teeth, which is bone and enamel. If you eat a lot of crunchy hard things, that's gonna file down your teeth too. But it's a lot quicker when you have dentures, plastic and acrylic, guys. It's not bone. It's not strung in any way. So that's why there's literally a list of things you should not eat because it can cause dangerous things. Hey, Jen. Ooh. Okay, I gotta stop right here for a second. So, conspiracy. Nikki, I'm assuming your name is, but I'm not going to, just let me know what your real name is, because swear when I call people their screen names. When you said your smile is slightly crooked, I know how to fix that. It has nothing to do with the reline. Haha. Okay, so my bottom denture, one side was higher than the other. It's not your dentist's fault. Your mouth is crooked. So if you guys want to take out your dentures right now, as long as you don't have adhesive in, if you take your tongue to one side, see how far it goes. One side will be shorter than the other. That's because it's just your mouth. Your mouth is a duty head sometimes. So all you have to do is, if you have a warranty, have them do it. If you don't, just take a simple nail file and you just eyeball it. You know, if this side is higher, then obviously this is the side you'd want to file. You just take a smidge off, you follow it along, measure the side, put it in. When you bite down and you smile, you'll see if it needs to be a little bit more, and you go from there. So it's just our bodies misshapen. We are all perfectly imperfected. So everybody is going to have a different shape and mouth, but everybody is normally one side is longer than the other. Yeah, so a lot of people never knew the difference between permanent and immediates. Permanent dentures are made differently. So okay. I don't know if any of you guys are going through this right now. When dentists say, oh, here's your immediate and your permanent. At a year, we're going to make it a hard reline, and that equals permanent. He's full of freaking damn shit. Sorry, it pops my freaking bubble when dentists say that. It's only maybe about 10% of dentists do this. To me, it's bullshit. Because immediate dentures are not made the same as permanent dentures. They are not at all. So when it comes to just hard relining it, it's still an immediate denture, just hard relined. A hard reline is just acrylic that fills in your gum shrinkage. It has nothing to do with the way your teeth are made and the way the denture is made itself. So if any dentists ever say that to you and you're just starting out on your journey, go see another dentist, please. Because they have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And this is what bothers me. How can people be a dentist and not know shit about dentures? Because they don't have dentures. They have no idea. No idea. I actually looked at my dentist stuff because I was being nosy. It's me. I want to know what's going in my mouth. Just saying. So I looked through all the stuff, and he uses Aviclar for everything. And I was like, I didn't know you use Aviclar. He goes, yeah, it's the best shit. Why wouldn't I? And I was like, I want to know this. Hello, YouTuber. And he goes, yeah, I forgot. You're a YouTuber. He goes, but yeah, we use Aviclar because even with the crowns, fillings, everything is Aviclar. And I was like, dude, that explains a lot. Like, why are your products so amazing? It's because he uses Aviclar. So, yeah, he doesn't care if I take pictures, as long as I don't put anybody involved, obviously. I'm not allowed to video in there because he's a fast dentist. Super fast, so it'll slow him down, and it kind of interrupt his game, and I don't want to do that to him. So he always lets me take my pictures. I take pictures of my crooked ass teeth because like he's like, Heather, you have blood pouring out your mouth. Can you please sit back? I'm like, this is cool. Like my teeth were really crooked and like hooked and like just not normal. And I took pictures. I was like, this is freaking cool. He goes, you want to keep them? And I'm like, can I keep a couple that are just weird as shit? Just so I can show my kids in case they don't believe me? He was like, yeah, put them in a baggie for you. He always tells me I'm his favorite patient because I'm so chill. I've had root canals and I just sit there and fall asleep. He goes, Heather, falling asleep again. I'm like, sorry. That was before I got dentures. Why are you getting Comfolites, conspiracy? Yes, please don't get those. Don't. Okay, so I'm explaining something to you. And that's Aspen, right? So Aspen forces people, and it's like, oh, do Comfolites, they're the best, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can't use anything over the counter. Because if you look at Reline It, even though you have to get stuck with them, you can't do any of your own work anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But if you look at the back of Reline It, Denture Fit, and anything, it says, does not work on Comfolites. They all say that. And not only that, does everybody's teeth look the same? They're made different material. Hey boys, I'm live! Hi, internet people. But, am I a fan of Comfolites? No. They make everybody's look the same. The material does not last well. Just from people telling me this. So, for 3 years of telling me this. So, they're always forcing people. And everybody says this. Why do they always force people to do Comfolites? I'm like, it's the most money, guys. They're getting everybody to get the same stuff so it could be the most money. You know, it's all about the bottom line. That's how it is with them. And I always tell people, you don't have to do Comfolites. Just get freaking dentures. You don't have to do that. You can still design your own teeth when you're in your wax try-on phase. You can still do all this. So you don't have to get Comfolites. You don't have to be forced to get something that they think is the biggest and best. No, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just like when people get digital dentures. Digital dentures is only made by looking at a screen, and they can design it what tooth is what, and they're still making it the same way as we have our dentures. And it's still through the roof expensive. But I would still choose digital dentures because their teeth look phenomenal. And that's Avoclar. I don't know how they make their stuff so great, but they do. But I always tell people, if you're going to go fancy, just do digital dentures. You do Comfolites. So far with the message, now I've been doing this for 3 years, guys, so all I hear is complaints from everybody. But Comfolites is the biggest push that they do for everybody. They do it for everybody. And when people are forced to spend so much money, and if you don't have that kind of income coming in, you don't have that kind of money, you can't afford it. Don't think you have to. Don't think you have to be forced or pushed into anything. Be your best own advocate. If you don't want to do Comfolites, you don't have that type of money, no products really work on it anyway. It's your decision. Don't let them make your decision for you. If you want just dentures, like mine are just dentures, bro. I designed my own. Actually, my dentist and the company helped me design mine. Because they were like, she's young. We want to give her a good set, good smile, good definition. Let's do it this way. But so many people are forced into doing certain things. Like Affordable Dentures does it. Aspen Dental does it. If you don't have the money, you don't need to buy those. Don't ever think you have to. Don't ever think you have to. Because you could decide everything yourself. Like, I just have regular dentures, guys. People ask me, oh, do you have digital? No. Just normal dentures. Stevie's waving at me. Yeah, guys, I would not spend $1,700. I mean, if that's for top and bottom, and that's a permanent denture price, that's not a bad price. That really isn't. But if that's like one denture for just like the top, I would walk away because that's double the price. Medicaid, absolutely conspiracy. They covered my permanent dentures. They didn't cover my immediates. So like I said earlier, I paid for my immediates, in payments. But they covered my extractions and they covered my permanent dentures. But I didn't have a warranty or anything like that either. But you guys got to understand, $1,700 is not a bad price for dentures. Would I tell you you do not have to get Comfolites. Most products, you can't use it. What I don't like is when companies, and this has been happening a lot, especially since I've been in YouTube, they give you a warranty, say, oh, everything is included, it's great, it's golden. But yet every time you want a soft reliner, they don't do it. Like Brittany on here, when she was talking the last time I was on live, I think it was Wednesday, she was saying that, she hasn't had a soft reliner since July, and she can't even wear her teeth. And she has a warranty, but they won't let her use it. That's complete bullshit. That is complete bullshit. You paid for the warranty. You should be able to do it whenever the hell you want it because you paid for it. But instead, in her case, that's almost 6 months of her not being able to use a warranty because they told her no. And she only has it for a year, so she paid for something for nothing. And I don't like when people get taken advantage of. It irks the shit out of me. And I try not to let it get to me, but it does. $1,700 an arch? Japes, go see a new freaking dentist. That's bullshit. So, is it gold? Is it made out of gold? Platinum? What? Because $1,700 is an arch is a freaking ripoff. That really is. I know all the prices. That's even a ripoff for digital dentures. So, pretty crazy. What's up, Thomas?
Just want to say
hi. Hi. How was your journey?
Pretty long.
Everything you didn't want?
Huh?
I said everything you didn't want.
No, we didn't really go everywhere.
How was Serenity?
Pretty chaotic. I mean, like, there wasn't much...
Was your anxiety getting bad?
I mean, anxiety, yes, but...
You could see and say hi to everybody. Even if you gotta lean in. Here, I'll help you.
Hello, people.
You were soaking wet. Did you guys not ruin the umbrellas? Because that'd be great if you didn't.
I didn't ruin them.
Good.
You're a child.
So, when it comes to a permanent denture, $1,700 for all of them, top and bottom together, is a normal price. That is a normal price. Now, if you're spending $1,700 per, like, upper, just the upper, Oh, that's horrible. That's such a ripoff. That is beyond a ripoff. Absolutely conspiracy. I use Denture all the time. I won't use anything else. If you guys ever look back at my videos for Reline It, you've known how much I hate Reline It. Reline It is like the denture dentist shit that they do for soft reliner. It doesn't come out, okay? So when you try to get it out to do a whole new reline, because it doesn't last, it really doesn't last. But it sticks so hard. Like I had to get tweezers and try to do a little bit of it. Literally took me exactly almost 2 days of working on it, not stopping and going, like consistently. Like I made a video of me almost losing my shit because I couldn't do it anymore. But no, Denture is absolutely incredible. I don't work for them. I don't get paid. Wish I did, but I don't. But you know, that product's amazing. Even if it didn't do a lot of gum shrink, like even if it didn't do a lot of, say, suction. The comfort alone, I absolutely hate hard acrylic on my mouth. It hurts. And it's so comfortable. I don't feel my denture. And that was actually the reason how I got so used to my denture, was because Denture Fit's comfort is outstanding. Okay, so when you mean you paid $8,000 for everything, you mean extractions and your dentures, or immediate dentures, I should say? Right, James? I know. I really am going to end up throwing out a lot of my adhesive because I don't use it. So I'm pretty sure it's crap now. Right, Crystal? It's amazing. I love Denture Fit. Absolutely love them. Yes, actually, I've only used it for my bottom the whole time. My top, I didn't know about it or did anything about it until they've reached out to me until my 8 months into my tops. So I've been using Denture Fit now for like 2.5 years, 2 years. So I don't know. I lost count, guys, to be honest with you. But it's been a long time now, and I only use Denture Fit. Chrissy, what do you mean they're not willing to fix their what? Girl, yes, be your best own advocate. Chrissy, damn right. I would have did the same damn shit. If any dentist messes up on anything, you paid them to do a job. I would remind them and say, hey, let me ask you a question. If you paid me to paint your house and I painted it not the color you wanted to, would you expect me to fix it? It's the same thing with my dentures, and it's the same thing with my reliner. This is my smile, my mouth, my eating ability. And if you end up messing, you guys got to understand, if a denture's not made right, it can mess up your jaw. If you're anything, like when people have not even dentures yet, they have a bunch of broken teeth all over their face, and some extractions, some really bad broken teeth, that is dangerous and harmful. Not only because there's an obscene amount of bacteria and you can get awfully sick, but it's the fact that your jaw is uneven and it can permanently make it like that and cause damage, a ridiculous amount of damage. So that's why I always tell people, be your best own advocate. First of all, if you have broken teeth, take care of them, because health problems can cause dental problems, and dental problems can actually cause heart and other health problems. It is absolutely a fact that teeth issues, cavities, infections, blah, 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 can get to your heart and cause heart problems. So please be responsible with your health. I tell people that all the time, and people keep thinking, oh, nothing bad's going to happen to me. It will. You're not untouchable. It will happen. It happened to me, and I knew something bad was going to happen to me because it always does. So, like, seriously, my whole entire life, I don't think I've ever gotten a break from shit. And I just learned to become stronger from it. Whatever comes my way, I deal with it and handle it. But you be your best own advocate, because they're not going to advocate for you. And what I've noticed is a lot of dentists, not all of them, guys, but sorry, guys. Internet and weather, not my friend. Stephanie, what do you mean you do have to buy top and bottom? Of course you have to buy your dentures. See, what I do in my videos, guys, is I try to always be uplifting. I'm always honest. I tell you what will happen, what can happen. Like, look at Benzodent. Anything with benzocaine inside of it, black label warning, it can kill you. It can flat out kill you. And I didn't know that, because who the frick looks at the back? I mean, I looked at the back, but I didn't really look at the back. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful, guys, of the things. Don't ever think everything is safe. Like those stupid tabs for dentures, that Polydent and Effordent, and Effordent's the only one that's ADA approved, by the way, but all these ones, they are not actually helping your dentures. They only kill odor-causing bacteria. They don't kill harmful bacteria. They don't kill thrush. That is constantly happens with, denture wearers. And thrush, guys, is a yeast infection in your mouth. Yeast overgrows in your mouth because a wet, warm spot is a great breeding ground for them. It's not like it's Dr. B's that kills thrush and E. coli and, everything known to man. It's the only thing on the market that kills that much crap, guys. And everything else, the odor causing, that doesn't mean shit. It freshens your breath. That's it. So everybody that wastes their money, and I was one of those people, until I'm a fact person. I look at the details. I look at the black and white, and they'll make it big bold letters of what you want to see, but nobody sees a small print of what you don't want to see. So I always tell everybody you need to be careful. That's why I give away Dr. B products. So if people can't afford it and they want to try my giveaways, I do giveaways all the time. I want to help them as best I can. So that's why I give away stuff so they can try it. But I would never, ever, ever, and I swear on my kids, ever, ever recommend a product that I would not personally use and that I wouldn't put my name on it and back them up. Period. It is what it is. Like, I wouldn't. Like, even when people say, what are the best denture brushes? First of all, the denture brushes themselves, those big, thick-ass, fucking ridiculous pieces of crap, don't use them. They can actually harm your denture, and I don't know what made people think of that. Like, it's their denture, the denture brush that comes free with Fresh and Bright, that's what I'm talking about. It's garbage, throw it out. Just use Fresh and Bright. Like, the only two denture cleaners I would ever use, like, always denture paste, just like it would be a toothpaste. Don't use toothpaste, actually. But you always have to use a denture paste. Twice a day, cleaning your dentures, guys. Twice a day. So many people don't use denture paste, and I'm like, guys, you're supposed to brush your dentures. And I always tell people, Fresh and Bright and Dr. B's Cleaning and Paste. They're the only two ADA approved, the only two that actually do a good job. And the only product in the universe that you can use in your mouth and denture is the Cleaning and Paste. So why not have one product, you know what I mean? So, I don't know how I want to answer that question, or even statement. Cushion grip is not a soft reliner, and it's not an adhesive. I don't understand how it lasts you a long time, because it literally says lasts a day to 3 days. Now, using their directions, they act like as a soft reliner, even though the company has gotten a hold of me and said, yes, direction-wise, it's really hard to use. I did an entire video with you guys every minute. It was like a long-ass freaking video showing you how difficult it was. It was almost impossible. So they're like, no, use little balls and just stick where you need it. I'm like, and it says don't use with adhesive. It actually says that because it can cause mold and mildew and get up in crevices. That shouldn't happen. So it's not a soft reliner and it's not adhesive. It's just literally, I don't know, little balls of crap you can use and just stick it where you need to. But if you do that every day and replace it every day or every 2 days, that's a lot of money when you could have just bought a soft reline and got rid of that middle ground. So many people use cushion grip not as directed. They use it as little balls. Now the company who has it now, which is the pharma company, they're not the original owners. Somebody else made it and they bought it and they wanted to keep it. That's why cushion grip was gone for so long. So cushion grip was originally gone for a few years. And everybody's like, I don't know where it went, blah, 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 blah. But that's because why? It ended up going out of business and other people ended up buying it. But when they even messaged me and they were like, we're sorry, we understand this product is not easy to use, directions wise. I'm like, maybe you should change the directions then, because when I do reviews, I do it as directed. So nobody gives me any BS, and I do it the whole entire time with everybody looking at me. And I don't edit any of my videos. So it was the most difficult thing to form and fit in the nook and cranny. So then when I put it in water, because you're supposed to put your denture in water, period, every day. If you don't, it dries out your acrylic denture, because your denture, without being moistened all the time, dries out and will break. So I put it in water overnight, and it looked like dried up coral. Like, it was ridiculous. Even when I tried it in balls, I'm like, why would I do this when I could just do denture fit? Because it's uncomfortable. You're sticking little balls or little wherever you need it, and just do a soft reliner. It covers everything. It stays in there for 3 months. You don't have to keep buying a product, because there's no way one tube will last you if you do it by directions for forever. No freaking way. No, I do not recommend cushion grip. I think everybody that knows me on here knows I would never recommend it. And I've shown proof of why I don't like it. Detailed. Even the company even apologized to me. And they agreed with me. Still have the email to prove it. And I was like, listen, I do my stuff by directions. They're like, well, you could do what everybody else does on the internet and just do little balls. And they're like, and if you want, you could be an advocate. I'm like, if I don't like your products, why would I be your advocate? Because I'm getting paid to do it? No way. I would never be sponsored by a company I don't believe in. So I think cushion grip is more of a based on opinion, whether somebody uses it or likes it or not. But a lot of people, if you only just use cushion grip and you never tried anything else, people think cushion grip is amazing. But, I mean, you have to stick balls in your mouth and you can't do it as directed because it won't last at all. But that means you're not soaking your denture in water overnight if you're using cushion grip because it'll mess up the cushion grip. And that means you're drying out your denture, which can cause a lot of harm on your denture. It's acrylic, same acrylic that goes on your nails, literally the same acrylic that goes on your nails. So it absolutely can dry up and break. So your denture should be in there overnight. But if I took a person, bring them to my house, have them do their cushion grip like they always do, take it out, then put denture fit in it, bet my life they would stop using cushion grip. Because if you add up to the money that you're paying for cushion grip, it would be, well, if you put in just your trough, that's not by directions. By directions, as I remember the directions, long ass directions, by the way, they make you act like you're doing it as a soft reliner. So it would be on the palate, the trough, and it's supposed to go up your denture wall because you're filling in the gum shrinkage. So if it's just your trough, what about your wall that's not being covered? So, but I always tell people, if you're only, like, say if you're only using it on your trough, like you said, that means it's not going over the denture wall. So the denture wall's loose. And that means the water's going to come in. And it's going to cause a lot of issues. So, I mean, whatever works for people, do you. But for me, how I figure out everything, probably because of YouTube, honestly. Everybody asks me to keep doing reviews on certain things, and that's how I learned what actually helps and benefits and works, But yeah, cushion grip is gone for many years. So when I first got my dentures or my top, everybody told me to use cushion grip, but they were like, it's hard to find, blah, blah, blah. So it came back maybe about 6 months later. And it was a different company, Big Pharma actually owns it now. And they said that they are working on fixing it. Because as directed, which it acts as you would do a soft reliner, but it firms up way too quick, and it doesn't form to your face well. So if you put it in just your trough, that doesn't really cover a whole lot of ground. Bye, Stephanie. Be safe. Oh, Stephanie, you're still on? Absolutely. Just message me. I help people do soft reliners all the time. I'll video chat you. I'll talk you through the process. But I always tell people, I have a bunch of Denture uses my videos all the time in commercials, which I didn't know until Terry, James, and somebody else told me. And I was like, oh, really? Didn't know they were going to do that. Cool. But I just really just mimicked exactly what they do, but just me. But I give people more detail. And people, when they first start out new products, like especially soft reliners, shit. I remember when I first did my very first soft reliner, which was Reline It, I was scared to death I was going to screw it up, and I did. Absolutely did. I feel like when you're scared to do it, you're going to mess it up. But everybody does, until you get used to it. Everybody's human. I've messed up so many times, guys, and wasted products so many times. It's ridiculous. Like, if anybody saw that video I did about 2 months ago, I don't even remember anymore. But I did my bottom soft reliner, which was on point, but it blocked one of my salivary glands. And I ended up with a huge lump. Like, I mean, it was huge. Because I blocked all my saliva, which didn't know I had any. Cool. Because I have a disease that normally blocks it. So I got to tell my doctor that because that was cool. But it was painful, and I was like, what's going on? Is it an allergy? Because I'm allergic to everything. I'm like, is it an allergy? Is something wrong? So I did deep research. Nobody talks about this. But deep research for a few hours, and then I figured out my salivary gland was popped. So I lifted, took out my denture, took out the entire soft reliner because I had to redo it at that point. I didn't want to keep blocking it. And then I just did the upward motion, and it eventually I felt it release all the saliva. And then it went down after like an hour, not even. And I was like, cool. But my mistakes or even I didn't know it was going to block it. Like, it was a great soft reliner. Nothing was wrong with it, but it just blocked one of my salivary glands. So it's cool learning stuff that's new. I mess up a lot. I'm human. But I like being able to figure out the answer. You know what I mean? I like puzzles. I like being able to figure out why things are a certain way. I like to give the truth, the informational, the facts, what can really happen. So if people are in the same situation I was, and I panicked because I have autoimmune and bad things happen all the time to me, and I'm always in the hospital. So when I did deep research, I was like, all right, Heather, calm down, take an Ativan, you're good. Don't stress out because it'll make everything worse. Stress always does. Trying to calm myself down, and I remember messaging quite a bit of my friends, just talking to them because I was getting nervous. And then when I actually figured it out, I was like, first of all, it's super cool that can happen. Not cool like, oh wow, that's like whatever. But it was cool that I actually figured out something new. I love figuring out stuff that's new, and I'm glad that it was fixable. So when I spoke to a dentist, he answered me quickly. I love that. And he's like, oh, absolutely. He's like, even just normal dentures without soft reliners that can cause. You just have to, fix it. And I told him what happened. He was like, just take out the soft reliner, make a new one, make it thinner. And he was like, you know where your gland is now since it's, stopped up. He's like, just rub it in whatever motions. And he goes, you're good. And he goes, by the way, I love your videos. I'm like, I didn't even know that you saw my stuff. But I'm like, I love learning new things. I love learning new things. So sometimes he sends me news bulletin stuff to teach me new things. I love learning new shit, guys. I never was big on learning until I was dying from a bunch of diseases. And I was like, it's cool. Not cool that I'm dying, but it's cool that your body reacts that way. It's the only thing that can harm me is myself, is my own immune system. But it's just cool to learn new things. I find it fascinating, extremely fascinating. And I know some people think I'm weird, but I find it super fascinating to learn new things and learn how the body works and how everything just happens. And I didn't think about salivary glands on the bottom. I didn't think that, even if your soft reliners on point, you didn't mess anything up, but you could still block them because I've been doing soft reliners, never blocked it. Why now all of a sudden? So now I figured it out, and I looked at my denture, and that one had a little more soft reliner than usual. I mean, I could have just cut it, but I was safer. I felt safer doing a whole new one. Katie. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to read everybody's stuff. Diva fit. Well, the whole thing is I wouldn't put oil in any soft reliner because oil makes it slick and it'll lift it up. So yeah, definitely don't put oils in soft reliners. But I do think there should be like a pink one because nobody sees it anyway. It's inside your thing, right? Like pink with sparkles. Like edible sparkles, you know what I mean? And be like, Diva fit. Yes.
I'm sitting with you now. I got bored in my room.
Hold on, I'll scooch. Hopefully they can... You could sit in my lap if you wanted to. But then I have to move. Oh, okay, I'll just call you Nikki, conspiracy person. I figured it was Nikki because Nikki was after it. But yeah, definitely wouldn't put oils in any soft reliner because it would be a holy slick mess.
Hello.
Here, Thomas, how about we do this? I go in the middle, and you just park it. Just don't sit on my feet. And just move to the side.
Hey.
Oh, Helen? I don't know if you remember Helen, but Helen's my friend from Greece.
Oh, yeah.
The cards I always send to her, I have to make sure I send it out today because I want to make sure she gets it by Christmas.
Hello, other peoples.
So awkward. I don't know if they see a spike in sales. And I doubt anybody would want to do that. Would I like to? I've been thinking about it, guys. Okay. So on YouTube, you can work with a company, make your own merchandise or whatever. So I've been trying to come up with designs. It's taken a while. So I want to do a denture cup that's like a unique freaking look denture cup. And like there's so much I want to come up with. So much. I've been trying. I used to tell people all the time, if you guys are artists and you guys like, some people mess around, like James will mess around with his art and send me stuff with like Denture Diva and stuff, and I post it because I find it cool. And then I always give people shout outs if you guys have your own companies and Etsy or whatever. I always put your guys' information where people can shop with you guys. I love helping small companies. I love helping my followers. I love doing all that. Yes, denture cup. So I want to come up with a denture cup, but I want it to be sleek. And I want it to have Denture Diva like logo. I got to come up with a logo for me. I'm very like, I don't know. I'm not, I would have different ones because sometimes I have like this bold pink out there me. But if you guys ever know me in person, I'm a very sleek person. People used to always tell me my style is city chic. But I'm a very conservative dresser. I don't know about a caddy, because the caddy I'm thinking about is what college students use in their dorms and all of that. But no, I have a denture cup where you store your dentures, and I wanted to do like, I have a denture box filled of my denture stuff. So it's design. It's all about design, guys, and figure out what company you want to go with. It's been a thing. I always wanted, um, and I've told them, but I mean, maybe not in a serious way, but I would like to do a brush with Dr. B with Denture Diva, and I want it to be like pink and black, because those are my two favorites together, or even like a light lavender, and have Denture Diva in like a bold script. There's a lot I would do. Thanks, Nikki. But yeah, there's a lot. I never really got into it, guys, because I've never been that type of YouTuber. I've always just wanted to help people, you know. I always swore that I would turn my YouTube page into a support group. I don't want people to be afraid to have dentures or be embarrassed. 1 in 5 people wear dentures. What are you afraid of? You walk down the block and I guarantee you pass at least 7 people with dentures. But they don't look like they used to like 50, 60 years ago. They look like genuine real teeth. Like, you know, and I do know that my next set is like, I want to have a little, like my fangs now, you could tell they're canines. But I wanted to make like my old teeth. My old teeth, my canines were prominent. I got really pissed at a dentist behind my back. Not only caused that cyst, I have to get surgery on, guys. I have to go to Albany Med. I got to get surgery done, cut open, because he caused a cyst years ago. Um, yeah, so that's going to suck. But I need it done. I need it done quick. It's been so long, and I haven't had a good ENT to actually help me. But he filed down my canines without me knowing. And he's like, well, you don't need to have them. They don't look good. I'm like, but it's my teeth. It's my look. That's my smile. You can't tell me and decide for me. And I did report him because he did not have my permission to do that. You know, I prefer to have my imperfections. I prefer to have my own uniqueness to me. So like when I smiled, people don't see my fangs anymore. They're like, what happened to your fangs? And I was like, some stupid dentist files down without my permission. They're like, can't you sue them for that shit? I'm like, I want nothing to do with that dentist. He caused me way too many problems. He was a, I'm not going to say it, but you know. So, Chrissy. So yeah, there's so many things like, so if anybody's an artist, if you guys have your own Etsy shop, send me your information. Because anytime, like, even with James, he gives me his artwork. Then when he did that before, I would post it, you know, tell people where they can buy his stuff from Etsy, because he did some cool ass shit. Um, and there's so many of my friends that made, hold on. This stays by my desk at all times. All times. One of my all-time favorite cups I ever got from one of my subscribers. I'll bring it up close to you guys. It was so unique and so freaking cool. I love this cup. So it doesn't leave my desk. Ever. I will always know if it leaves my desk because it goes in the same spot. I have it, like, you guys understand, anything I've gotten from any of my subscribers, it's on my desk, hung up. It's always used or out there. So even one of my favorite people sent me an ornament of dentures, which was freaking cool. And I can't. Thomas, are you in the kitchen? I hear somebody. Thomas, come here. I need your help. Oh, he's grabbing his cleaning stuff. Okay, no, go over there. You see that denture ornament? Can you pass that to me, please? So this always stays on my desk. I don't pack it away for all time of year. Love this. So how this ended, I'm going to tell you guys a story. Wind-up teeth are a fun novelty toy. The toy actually happened from a guy who has a mother-in-law with dentures, and he created this. And it's an old, like, guys, I always keep it. It's awesome. I don't do TikTok. I'm a very not for TikTok. People tell me to do TikTok because I do some funny ass shit. And I would probably do good on TikTok, but nope. I do Facebook, Instagram, which I'm barely on. No, I won't. I will never allow my kids until they're older to have their own internet page of any kind. Because the world is messed up, the world is creepy, the world is whatever, and I'm not that type of mom. But I'm on Instagram, guys. I'm actually going to start doing more on Instagram. I don't really do much on Instagram, and I know a lot of people do follow me on Instagram. And I do post pictures. I do that, but I don't really go live. I don't really do it. Maybe I'll do that later. Nikki, I think the whole world's like that.
Yeah, please put on switch.
I will check your chore situation. Can you put Mr. Meat Moop away and out of the oven mitt? Oh, wait, let me show the world this. So, okay. Got a little oven mitt. It's been sitting in there. The Christmas ones, they're too small. I keep burning myself. So Thomas put his doll, Mr. Meat Moop, little Christmas hat and everything, inside of it. No joke. That's what he does. Weirdo.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't want to ever expose my kids, put them on the internet, do all that, unless they wanted to, you know. But I told them, I don't want you guys being out there. So much bad comes of that. You know, if they're older, like Stevie's going to be 17 in April, which is so weird to say. I was 19 when I had him. And a couple months later, I became 20. But, you know, with him being 17, it's his choice. But I warn them that the internet is not a nice place. Right? I'm talking about kids being on the internet.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I even told them that I make it your guys' choice. You want to be part of my videos, you can. You want to be part of my live, you can.
I haven't been on here in a while. Do you even know I have facial hair?
I don't even know if anybody knows what you look like anymore. That's Stevie. He's going to be 17. He is my oldest. He's a royal pain in my butt.
I am.
And yes, he looks a lot like me.
A little bit.
I get told that a lot. It's actually freakishly weird how much we look alike. That's Nikki. Yeah, they asked me if I had a TikTok, and I was like, nope. I judge him for going on TikTok. He'll go on TikTok to look at, like, what, cooking videos and stuff like that?
Cooking, music. It's great, actually. I only had, like, 10 hours on there last week. I don't have a problem.
A lot of people are obsessed with TikTok.
Why, thank you, Nikki.
Well, Helen, as far as, like, being an artist, I am not an artist. Helen's from Greece. You know the girl I always send every year a Christmas card and stuff? Athens, Greece. So, she's a nail tech. You would do great on TikTok. Instagram. I would say Instagram. You would really be popping because that shit's always on Instagram. But being a creative artist, platforms work great for you guys. I'm not an artist. I'm just a crazy chick with dentures.
Yeah.
Look,
Kind of.
there's nothing to narrow that down. Well, Nikki, that's everywhere. I think any platform can do that. But I don't know. I just think TikTok is more creepy. Like Twitter, I now feel like it's for older people.
You have not been on Twitter, then?
I never go on Twitter. I've never been on Twitter.
Don't start
Never. Never. I won't do Twitter. I feel like all they do is fight there. Facebook is full of drama. I'm in and out. I just go on my page, type something, leave. And I let everybody private message me through Facebook. It's just easier. So when people have questions, they can just immediately message me on Facebook. Email is where I first started. But Instagram is full of creepy people, man. I'm not gonna lie, because I have an Instagram, but my private messaging is just creepy. It's just creepy men. So now I won't even look on there. So please don't ever private message me on there because I won't even answer you. I don't even look at my messages. Yeah, Facebook is Meta now. And it's still the same guy who owns it. They just named it something different. Katie. Nikki. Actually, they keep changing Instagram, which is annoying. Every time I go on, there's a new way to do shit. I'm like, shit, how am I going to make a post if I don't know how? Where the hell did it move to? So I'm like poking things, and I end up in a weird spot. One time I went live, and I didn't even know it. So I eventually figured out how to do pictures, because they moved it again. Oh, I got to take something out for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I should have did that a while ago.
I'm old.
Well, this one's going to be 17, which is so odd again to say. Thomas is going to be 13. For anybody who says teenager girls is worse than boys, you never had two boys at the same time of teenagers.
Well, you've also not had a teenage girl.
I was once a teenage girl. But I also was by myself and raised myself, so a whole different story. Yeah, I was thinking about having leftovers, but dinner's still repeating on me from yesterday.
Same.
So I don't know if I'm just going to get like a pie of pizza. Or like make my own pizza. Make strombolis.
Yeah. That's too much heartburn, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. See, Laura, when you say your kids are 40 and 42, you know what it reminds me? Like, as my kids are getting older, they're more independent, you know? They're not as fun and, like, close to you. No, when you guys were little, you guys always wanted to play games, and you always wanted to do stuff, and you were rambunctious and fun. But it's like now they just want to do their own thing. So now I feel like as they get older, I start to get more sad. Because it's not going to ever be the same. And
Go make her smile, Thomas.
It's definitely hard to get there. Boo. You're a weirdo.
Yep.
It didn't really work.
Oh, well, that's good, Nikki. That's actually really good because a lot of places, you know, you could be as great as you want on Instagram, but I'm going to tell you guys to be real, 100% real. If you ever want to do YouTube, you have a platform on any social media, you do not make money through them. You know where you make your money? Through sponsors. That's why I don't have money, because I have no sponsors. CB style.
That's why I'm broke.
But, yeah, that's crazy. Like, say I had $5.99 a month, the creator gets $2. But it's just freaking ridiculous, honestly. And every creator will tell you the same thing. Any influencer. You only make money through sponsorship. That's why dentures, you don't really make money through dentures. Because it's more like a support group thing, and I'm cool with that. That's what I wanted. I do have my second channel, which I'm slowly doing more stuff with, inside the Mind of a Diva on Facebook, on YouTube. But, guys, I gotta remember passwords and shit. It's so annoying. That's why I'm glad YouTube, I could just connect everything together. Oh, wow. Your daughter lives in Israel and your son lives in Germany? I mean, yeah, that is very proudful, but it's gotta suck being a mom. Like, you miss them, you know? You miss spending time with them. You miss that moment. That's why I tell people, live in the moment. Because nothing will ever last forever. Ever. And my kids are doing the Macarena in front of me, and they're weird. Now I know where they get it from. Oh my god, my back hurts so freaking bad.
Oh, well, I was gonna ask if I can go back out.
Where are you going?
Bearded. I didn't stop by there.
How long are you gonna be, mister? The weather's really crappy. So the weather by me today, guys, is like rainy and it's supposed to snow tonight, but it's like really, really shitty outside. So how long are you going to be? Is it just a bearded thing?
Yeah.
You can go.
Okay.
Is your bed made and things are cleaned up?
I don't know about things being cleaned up because I have my magic stuff out.
Well, make your bed, make things a little neater, do your best, please. Like your actual best. Oh. And Nikki, I agree with you. I would love to be sponsored by them, but I know they're a small company, and I know all that. But I would like to be sponsored by companies I like. I've been offered sponsorships by companies I don't believe in, that I don't think they do good for the denture community at all. You know, they think I freaking hate that some companies treat denture people like we're uneducated. Like they're giving us bullshit products and scamming us. I don't like that. Thank you, Wendy. I raised them by myself for 15 years, actually still. Um, and I raised them with respect, loyalty, and honor. And to work hard if you want something and don't expect things handed to you. I wanted them to be strong, independent, successful men. And they are extremely intelligent. They really are. Thomas making faces at me. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Laura. I always say as my kids get older, it's going to be a bummer. And I want them to be successful. I want them to be happy, obviously. What parent wouldn't? But you still miss those moments that you did have with them. Thank you, Laura. Nikki. I mean, right? But we'll see what happens. But, how many people? Thomas, can you do me a favor? I don't know if you guys recently saw me do a video of throwing out my denture shit. I have like 5 denture boxes. I'm not kidding. And I was like, man, this is old. Like, you got to throw out your old shit, guys. Because it's not good to be using in your mouth. It's one thing if it was like, say, hands or whatever, but this shit goes in our mouth, you know? Chrissy, that's a little difficult. Avaclar, there are places, like there's an Avaclar place up where I live, about 2 hours away, maybe. But you'd have to really do research on where you live. You know, just call up places. Like, I don't know if you have insurance of what. As in, first of all, digital dentures will not work with state insurance. So that's automatically out. So normally you just ask them whatever dentist you want to check out. Hey, do you guys do digital dentures? Or just look up digital dentures in whatever area you live in on Google. And a whole bunch of selection will come by. It might not be right next to you. It could be in your town. But you'll find out the closest place to you that does digital dentures. Like, I would love for them to call me up and be like, hey, you want digital dentures? Would love to do that because I make a sick-ass informational video that everybody should know the way technology can actually affect you and all of that. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, bye.
Bye, buddy. I love you. Be good.
Promises.
Be careful.
You want me to bring my phone?
I mean, if you're only going to bearded, you don't really need to.
Sure. Alright.
Oh, yeah, Laura, absolutely. If I sent them to the store, they would do that for me. Even though I have the depot shot. So that doesn't work out for me. But they would. My foot is so swollen. I just realized that. I had an itch. Really? That's crazy, Laura. Why would any woman be jealous, which is weird, of their spouse saying I love you to their mom? Their mom raised them in good and bad, made them the man they are today, or woman they are today. So nobody should be jealous of that. That's weird. Well, I would call them up before you go walking right up in there. But yeah, absolutely. If there's one by you, but definitely look up at the information. Go on their website. They have a website. Just click by you because I don't know where you live. And you can go on their website, talk to them, see how you can go about it. They might even give you places that actually do it in your area. Which I'm not sure where you live, but I know there's not many in all over the U.S. So it's definitely something you'd probably have to message them about. Nikki. Go to Shark Tank. Laura, I actually completely understand that. I do. I raised myself. So I completely understand where she's coming from. I wish my family was as good. But I swore that I was going to be a better parent and have that than I did. I always wanted to be the parent that I wish I had. So that's why I'm with my kids. Susan, no, I don't drive. I'm legally blind. I'm legally blind with 9 autoimmune diseases, and I absolutely would be against the law if I drove. So, through the Commissioner of the Blind of New York, I am not able to drive because I am dubbed legally blind through New York State Commissioner of the Blind. So, no. Girl, I want digital dentures too, so I'm not a hater. I always tell people that there are so many apps out there, and man, I have no movement to grab my computer. There are apps that, and I've posted them before. So after I get out of here, guys, when I do another on Other Be Denture Diva on Facebook, I'm gonna do it live there. But there are apps. There's 2 specific apps that you can actually use your image, and you can try on different teeth, different colors, different designs. You can do everything. They're so cool. And I posted them when I first started out on YouTube, and in the middle, and recently I did that. It's so freaking cool. So I'm going to make a community post, which is on everybody's newsfeed. But if you go to my channel and then you go to community, that's everything I post on YouTube. Then you can just see the post that I made and see what the app is called, and you can check it out because it's super fun. Or I might actually do a video and do like showing you guys how to use it while I'm using it. Why are spam happening? Remove. Can't I just do a live without freaking obnoxious people? Sorry guys for the random spam. I already did that, girl. The second I see them, I block them. I'm aware. I've been doing this for 3 years. And I just delete and block. And I report them. I even do that on my normal stuff when people comment all the damn time. All the damn time. Every video I make, it's automatically... Well, I mean, you don't have to block it because it's on my channel. So I just delete and block. And there's nothing you'd be able to see anyway. But every video I make, everything I post, there's spam. There's spam everywhere you go. So I just report first. I block, then I delete. So they can't do it again. Hold on, I'm trying to go up and read some stuff. Well, Nikki, I'm not sure what you're talking about, actually. Hold on, I'm trying to go up. I don't know what PF it works means. Or actually, if it works. Hold on, let me keep scrolling. I'm not sure what... Okay, first of all, my doctor always told me this. Unless you're deficient on vitamins, don't be taking vitamins. Because then you can overdose and get toxicity. And they can't really get it out of your body. So you can actually die from that or cause a lot of harm on your organs. So unless it's a regular multivitamin, don't ever take separate vitamins that your body doesn't need because you can overdose. I take vitamins because I have deficiencies on every single vitamin. Between my autoimmune diseases, my body doesn't absorb nutrition. So I have malnutrition and malabsorption. Part of the autoimmune world. You guys hear that? People flipping the fuck out in front of my house. I'm just making sure it wasn't my kid. Like, mom just came out of me. Somebody screaming that somebody wasn't going because it was green. What's with the road rage shit? It's insane. Right, Chrissy? I was like, what the hell was that? But somebody was just screaming at somebody with the freaking light. I'm like, really? Come on, man. People act like a bunch of freaking 2-year-olds. It's so freaking annoying. But when it comes to vitamins, guys, don't take it unless you actually are deficient. You can ask your doctor just do a blood panel on you for checking your vitamins and see how you are. Most people are good. Um, but the whole thing is, when you guys first start out with dentures, don't be drinking your meals. How are you supposed to learn to eat with your dentures if you're not eating? You know, if you eat 3 meals a day, it's practice. So say the first few days, it's gonna suck. So I always tell people, do some rice pudding that fills you up. Love rice pudding. Addicted. Gain some weight on that. um, there's so much. There's applesauce. There's all the soups in the freaking world. I tell people never do ramen or spaghetti. You can't chew that when you first have dentures, and you can choke. So please don't do that. Um, always start out with soft foods. You know, you could do eggs. You could do meatballs, guys. Just cut up the meatballs and take small bites. The more practice you do, the more you never give up. Use your tongue to make sure. I always tell people whenever I started eating, I ate food, used my tongue to move around to make sure I chewed it all. Then I swallowed it with some water. I always drink my gigantic. I drink 4 or 5 of these a day, and I drink my sugar-free Weiler strawberry lemonade. But love my cups. Um, when it comes to multivitamins just give you what you need to stay good. Unless you're deficient, you wouldn't need more than that. And you also have to be careful what multivitamins you're using. Some have no iron. Some, like those gummies, guys, are garbage. They don't have most of the healthy vitamins that you need when it comes to multivitamins. Multivitamins, the gummies, doesn't hold iron. They don't hold any of that. So iron is a big necessary thing. But like I said, don't be taking separate vitamins without, like, multivitamins, fine. But never take more than a multivitamin in separate vitamins. Like one's B12, one's B3. You don't even need B3 to begin with. But, like, stop taking separate vitamins. They're not necessary unless you're deficient. You will cause toxicity on yourself, and that's far more dangerous. My doctor's always getting pissed at people for doing that. She's like, I told you your vitamin was good. Why did you overdo it? And then one person was like, well, you know, I just thought it would give you energy. She's like, B12 only gives you energy if you're deficient. That's it. Like, I do B12 shots because my body doesn't hold B12. But people think that they should be taking all these separate vitamins. And no, if you're deficient, you don't need to. Just need to do a normal pill form of, like, I hate when it says 1 a day when you really have to take 2. That annoys me. But you want to take the normal pills, not the gummies. The gummies have way less in it. I drink spring water. I do not drink purified water because purified water has so much metals and bad shit inside of it. It's not actually good for you. So I drink strictly just spring water. Thank you, Sarah. I figured I didn't want to look like shit today. So I was like, let me just mess around with my makeup, see how it works. Just wung it. But, like, you guys don't understand. You can literally eat anything you want. If you have a crock pot, you're ahead of the game. You can make everything soft with a crock pot. Anything. I was eating pulled pork at 4 days into extractions from my tops because it was so tender and amazing. You can eat hamburger helper. You know, it's just ground beef, and you can't choke on that. Like, you can, as long as you're practicing 3 times a day, you're not drinking your meals. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You will get used to your dentures so quickly. And what happens to make eating easy? Not even a secret, security of your denture. If your denture's tight in place, you can eat whatever, do your thing, whatever. You don't have to worry about your denture. But you have to make sure you have security of your denture. If your denture's moving, you're going to choke more. Your denture's moving, you're going to hurt yourself. So you have got to make sure you stay on top of your soft relines. Use Fixin' and Ultramax. Do my Q-tip trick. Spread it all out, thin layer, wait an hour before you eat or drink, you're golden. I had to make videos on how to take out dentures because that wasn't the only one. I had made a video and I was like, am I the only one when I did a live that I can't get out my denture? And another guy was like, no, can you make a video on that? So I actually knew tricks on how to pop it. People become deficient, like a normal person without autoimmune, become deficient because they're not eating properly. That's where malnutrition comes into play. So if people are just not eating, and I don't mean like a few days, that ain't going to do it. I mean, like, say, months, like a month or plus, you're not eating anything that's nutrition value, then you will eventually become deficient of that, even if it's just a little deficient. but everything has vitamins in it. You can't just not eat. That is not true. Not everybody's vitamin D deficient. Not at all. Vitamin deficient is like, you can get vitamin D from being out in the sun. People drink milk. They're not going to be, obsessively drink milk. So vitamin D deficient is not everybody. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I was not vitamin D deficient until I ended up with a disease similar to MS. So that's definitely not the case. Also, elderly people that have bone issues are vitamin D deficient. Normally, if you're vitamin D deficient, I mean deficient. I don't mean like a smidge. You just take a low dosage, you're fine. I mean severely deficient can normally mean to osteoporosis. That's normally an indication. So that's why normally when people are severely deficient of vitamin D, they send you for an osteoporosis test to make sure that your bones, because you need vitamin D for your bones. That's why they did checking on me. And I kept breaking my feet all the time just from walking. And it's been like that for 2 years. Until they saw severely. I had none in my body. None. So I already have osteoarthritis. But they tell me that I don't, I'm like on the edge of osteoporosis, which I'm severely deficient from everything. I can't absorb. My body does not absorb vitamins. So I could take as many vitamins as they put me to, but that's why they give me the highest dosage. They give me the highest dosage of all my vitamins because at some point maybe a little bit will come inside me and absorb somewhat. It's really obnoxious how my body is. Like, you mean denture-wise, or she just doesn't like it? Because my son's the same way. Thomas does not do textures. Like, Stevie was the same way when he was little. Now he eats everything. But, it drives me nuts when my kids, when they were little, were like, I don't like it. I'm like, you never tried it. I'm like, you try it, and then I won't tell you again if you don't like it. All of a sudden, they loved it. And that's all they wanted to eat. But that's why I told them, like, if you want to watch this, you want to do whatever, you need to show me that you don't like it by actually trying it. If you genuinely don't like it, but this, 80% of the time, they always loved it. Always. And I'm like, see, this is why green eggs and hams actually exist. To show you that you can't say you hate something without trying it. Yeah, good, Jen. Don't eat those things because that can actually break your teeth. But yeah, I mean, in the beginning of my dentures, I trained myself by taking small bites and cutting everything up. And the more I felt more confident, I bit into things. And then I learned, I hate when people, guys, don't just eat with your two front teeth up here and here. That's gonna pop your denture, no matter how tight those things are. You're gonna hear the suction come out. You gotta really start here. So when you bite into it, like a sandwich, whatever, pizza, sure. You bite into it towards up to here. So it's an even all around and it keeps it level and then you bite. I do wish our dentures were actually sharper. I don't know why our teeth have to be so damn dull. There's no sharpness at all. None. Zero. Nothing. It drives me freaking nuts. I'm like, can you guys make them a little sharper? But every time I've asked a dentist, they all said the same thing. If they made their dentures sharper and have ridges like real teeth would be, they would break easily because they're plastic and acrylic. And I do see where they're coming from. But seriously, make it a little sharper at least. These things are dull as hell. Yeah, Chrissy, they'll definitely do that. But it's all patience, guys. When you eat, take small bites. Use your fork and knife. Cut things up. Take your time. Use your tongue after you think you're done chewing. And you feel it to make sure it's done until you get used to it. And the more you keep doing that, the more you'll go up. And then you'll go up. And then you'll do better. And then you keep going further to where you can eat anything. So it's definitely doable. I promise you it's definitely doable. You just can't give up. You got to just keep practicing. Just have patience. Just go about your day like it's normal. Just cut up into it. Take your bites. Do what you got to do. Eventually, you'll be eating other things and not cutting it up. And you'll be like, wow, cool. You'll be able to just take a pickle and bite into it. I always tell people, get the crispy ones because they're super good. I love dill pickles. I forgot what company it is. There's new ones that are in the refrigerator section of pickles that are just crispy, delicious goodness. I forget. Thomas, you remember the name of those pickles?
No, but I can check.
I mean, if it should be on the top shelf. God, my freaking hips hurt so bad. I can't wait to see my scleroderma doctor so he can put me on new meds because this shit's getting insane. Susan, you can go look up that video, girl. I did a video. I do boneless ribs. I do not like bone. There's not enough meat on the bone ones. It's bullshit. But I slow cook it, let it cook all freaking day, and it falls apart, and it's tender. Your ribs should not be harder. They're not being cooked right. That means they're being overcooked. So when you have ribs and they're cooking all day, they become tender, they fall apart, and it's just so easy to eat. If your ribs are overcooked and they're hard to bite into, then you totally overcooked your ribs and you should not be eating it. Yeah, I can eat baby back ribs. I just think they're bullshit because there's not enough meat on it. I'm a meat person, so I do country style pork ribs. And they're boneless and they're delicious because it's a lot of meat. It's not this tiny bit of freaking meat at the end of the bone. What's the point of eating those? Even when I had real teeth, I never understood that. What's the point of eating bone-in ribs if there's barely any meat on them? Yeah, crock pot everything, guys. I'm not even kidding. You want to eat whatever you want? Crock pot. I do my country style ribs with my Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce and some other seasonings I'm not giving out. But I cook them. I still cook them all day. They literally fall apart. It is so super tender, and I make my own bread. And then it's just freaking heaven. Damn, I want those now. But these are the pickles I get. They're crispy, delicious. I'm trying to get the name up here. The light is like...
Grillo's pickle chips.
It's called Grillo's Fresh Pickle Chips. These ones. I normally like the actual pickles, but now I want a pickle. And look, it's just a whole bunch of dill yummy goodness. Is that garlic? I do not want a chunk of garlic. Is this the garlic ones?
Probably.
My husband loves garlic. Bite into it, no problem, guys. Easy peasy. Those are really good. So if you guys want to try those pickles, I don't know if they're in your area, but they were in the fresh, like by the deli section, but in the cold section. Actually, you know where they're by? In my store, they're by where those hot dogs and bacon and everything is. This is where these are, and they're freaking delicious. Gluten-free, fat-free, and kosher. I love pickles. And I love the dill. Like, I just love, like, oh my God. In Long Island, I was able to eat boar's head pickles. They're good. Boar's head pickles are freaking damn delicious. They are so amazing. And they don't really have them up here at all. It sucks. But I love dill. Dill alone, like this one, they cover it. I don't want to get it all over me. Like, it's covered in just dill. I'm actually surprised we still have pickles left. My husband and Stevie eat a lot of pickles. I love pickles with like toasted, like almost like a grilled cheese with pickles inside. They're so good. I'm just trying to shut it. You go, Thomas. Merry Christmas. But yeah, I can eat whatever. But I also don't use adhesive at all. But when you guys are just starting out, like I did, my secret was a crock pot. Everything was crock pot. Everything. Don't drink your meals. Eat. Just take your time. Like, fork and knife, everything. Even when I had a burger, I cut the burger in fours, and then I would break it and cut it. And that's how I started to eat, and then I just became from there. And then I tried, like, corn on the cob. I was eating corn on the cob the first month. I have that video up. You guys can always see it. Go through my eating videos. But so good. Jen, New York has amazing pizza. You go to Manhattan, and it was so good. Actually, Long Island is known for their bagels. Our bagels in Long Island are amazing. Absolutely amazing. When I was visiting Long Island last year, first thing I did, breakfast sandwich. Cinnamon raisin bagels are my favorite. Thomas likes getting the rainbow colored ones because they're freaking cool. It's rainbow designed in a bagel, but they're fluffy and soft and just taste amazing. So when I'm up here, I'm like, these bagels are garbage. I'm like, they're nothing compared to Long Island. But yeah, it's just practice, guys. Everything is practice. Everything is practice. You know, just because you can't eat, when you first get your dentures, you're like, oh, I can't eat this right now. Okay, but you can work up to it. You can. Just keep practicing. When you start a new job, you don't know whatever it is right off the bat, right? No, you're practicing, you're learning. And then you start to become a pro at it. And then you can become a manager. Same thing with dentures, guys. It's all practice. Same thing when you ride a bike, learn a rollerblade, learn how to freaking do anything in life. Anything. To be good at anything, it takes practice. Learning how to freaking do any instrument. Practice.
Gaming.
This is dentures. It's all practice. The more you do, the better you become at it. You just take out your dentures, not only are you harming your jaw, and I warn this to people, you're going to cause infections. You can cause your jaw to realign into a bad place. It's just a lot of bad that comes out of it. Keep your dentures in. Do your soft reliners once a month for the first year. Stay on top of them. Do everything you need to do to keep the denture tight in place. And it does take a lot of work. It does take a lot of effort, but if you want it, you'll do it. You know, if people give up, I always tell people, if you feel like you're going to give up, don't do this journey. Because if you're going to give up, what was the point of doing it? You know? And now not wearing dentures can actually harm you. You can totally realign your jaw to where it's crooked. And then it'll need surgery. You can mess up your TMJ joint and it can tear. You know, there's just so much things you can do if you don't wear your denture. So wear them, except when you're sleeping. Yeah, when I always tell people, you get an even bite on both sides. If you just bite here, you're lifting, like, seriously, the denture back goes down because you just lift up all suction. It's like the immediate button to suction. So, sorry guys, that's people texting me. I think that's my husband. But when you press, it relieves it. So if you bite on both sides, it keeps an even bite, and then you can bite. And that's how I learned to bite. I tried all different methods. Like, it's all, I just wanted to learn what the right way was. What was the beneficial way? What would make your lives easier with less frustration? That's what I've always worked on. That's what I've always said, okay, what was better? What is easier? And I've so much effort for 3 years doing this. And I learned everything on the go on how to do it. Everything. Thomas, what in the world are you freaking doing?
Looking at the light in the ornament.
Weirdo. Helly was rocking back and forth staring at a light. I'm like, what are you doing? But yeah, everything is possible with effort. You just gotta try. Well, yeah, Chrissy, that's what the stenographer is for. But I always tell people, no matter what soft reliner you do, and people go to the dentist, and the dentist screw this up. They just put the same amount they would everybody else, and then they call it good. When you still have some more extra on here, you can have one side looser than the other. So it's really down to an art putting the correct in. When you do the overall reline, and say if it's still loose on one side, just add it to one side, not the whole denture. The palette's only very little. You'll see that when you watch a video on how to do it, because the palette never really changes. It doesn't. It's the bone. It doesn't go anywhere. So it does very little, but doesn't really do much. Have a good day, Christina. It is. Jen, once everybody starts to come to terms with their dentures and they start to get used to it, and then they start to see the confidence in themselves and more smiling and more laughing and more eating and enjoying and tasting and everything, they start to realize this was the best decision they could have ever done. But in the beginning, it is frustrating. It is. But you can't let the frustration ruin your life. And to have a better denture journey, you can't. You can't let a negative ruin a positive. Because it's everybody's choice. My choice to do my own thing, your choice to do your own thing. If you let the negative destroy your denture journey, then that's going to suck. That's ruining it. The positive, I always tell people, only surround yourself by positive denture wearers. Only because you become what you surround yourself by. You know, if you're around negative, you're going to become negative without even really realizing it eventually. And, you know, if you're around positive, you become more uplifted, more excited for it, more ready to go, more prepared. So it's just beneficial to be around people with more positivity. Yeah, that annoys me, Chrissy, because if you're going to do a soft reliner, you should definitely make sure it's done correctly. And it does take time. But as a dentist, they should already know what they're doing. They should already know when they put it in, They should ask somebody, is it a little loose? They should mess with it. Press on one side, see if it pops. And do all this. They should do all that. They see if it wiggles. And they don't. And a lot of people like, Heather, can I put denture fit over a dentist off reline? I said, yes. And they end up doing their own reline. And I always tell people, don't do your own reline if you have a warranty because you can mess up your warranty. But a lot of people take out the denture fit if they go see their dentist. But I always tell people, do what's best for you. Be your best own advocate, guys. You have to be. You have to be your best own advocate. Because if you're not, then things aren't going to go well. All right, guys, I'm going to go eat. I've been on here for like an hour and 40 minutes. Thomas is looking at me like, are you going to entertain me yet? I am going to hop on Instagram because I've never done one. So I'm going to do Instagram Live. And I'm going to do Heather B. Denture Diva Facebook Live. And if there's more people, I'm definitely going to do giveaways, guys. So if you guys give me an hour, I'll pop onto one to the other. And if there's more people, I'll definitely give stuff away. Because I'm going to go grab my box, see what I have. I'm going to pack up the giveaways I already have so I can get them done. Hopefully send them out tomorrow, if not Monday. Because I'm not sure if the mail people are open Saturday. But I'll be doing my next live, whether it's on Instagram or Heather B. Denture Diva on Facebook. If there's more people, I'll do giveaways, guys, so definitely don't miss out. And if you guys need help, you know how to find me. And I can help you with anything. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I can't believe I've been on here for an hour and like 30 minutes already. But have a good day, guys. Please stay safe. Please stay safe. And make sure you always take care of yourself. And know that if you guys ever need help with your denture life, I'm always here. I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for frickin' forever. And the only reason why I'd go somewhere if I'm no longer living. So I'll be here for a while. But I love you guys. Have a healthy, happy denture day. Later, guys.